Recently, I've had some thoughts. I know, shocking. They've appeared in various videos, but I wanted to put them in one. These thoughts concern how INTPs are exponents of the art of detachment. With the right lens, everything is interesting. There is a great scene in the show Cracker, which I would highly recommend. It features Robbie Coltrane, probably best known as Hagrid. He's a criminal psychologist helping the police, kind of a consultant like Sherlock Holmes. There is a scene where he's at a restaurant, essentially with a colleague that he's in the process of having an affair with. His wife turns up there, sees him, and pours a jug of water, or maybe alcohol, over his head. While this is happening, in full view of the unassuming restaurant goers, he's giving a monologue, something to the effect of, if you can sufficiently detach in the moment, it's possible to find just about any situation interesting. That struck me as a beautiful encapsulation of the standard INTP mindset. It's like an intellectual dissociation they're capable of doing. It's the ability to take the bird's eye view despite being on the ground level themselves. As I've said before about INTPs, they exist in the audience of their own lives as well as being participants. Their functions. INTPs have a few reasons why they're inclined towards detachment. One of their most valued functions, the tool they use to interface with the world, is any. Any is a possibility generator. It takes a premise, then jumps to many different potential implications of that premise. It finds related ideas that connect to it in some way. In this way, any is always extrapolating away from the here and now. The blind spot function, i.e. the least valued and worst function for the INTP, is SE. Again, that lack of connection with the immediate and here and now furthers this detachment. Beyond that, they're in their heads often. They are primarily thinkers, and don't always connect easily with humans, being FE inferior types. So you have this perfect storm of functions and traits that already either detach them or benefit from them being detached in some way. The following is a passage from a recent video which tackles the topic of INTP detachment from another angle. I'll repeat it here, then discuss it after. The beauty of unfiltered reality. To illustrate this point, I'll use a little story. I remember watching what was almost certainly a David Attenborough show. There was a scene where a pack of wolves brutally killed some deer, or elk, or caribou. I don't exactly remember which. In their predatory pragmatism, they targeted a younger, more vulnerable prey, which seemed inherently unfair. Right away, the wolves felt like the villains. Then, a few scenes later, it showed the cute and fluffy wolf cubs. They were starving and on the verge of death. Suddenly, things got complex. What do you do with that? Who is the villain? Who is the victim? At some point, I had this strangely zen feeling, one of acceptance. Suddenly, it didn't matter whether things were fair or wrong even. I was simply staring at, understanding, and also marveling at reality. Reality as it is, not how I'd like it to be. That is something that INTPs do almost as a default state. That ability to look at things with eyes unblemished by prejudice and bias is a massive and perhaps defining strength of the INTP. They can step back and look at even horrifying situations and analyze them for the insight hidden inside them. It is a gift, but the price you pay is always being on the outside, looking in.